A class in System Verilog is a blueprint for creating objects. It bundles data and behavior together, variable and methods into a single entity. Unlike modules, classes are dynamic. That means memory for a class object is allocated at runtime using new keyword. And this one point already explained everything. RTL is about hardware. Hardware is static, fixed, and synthesized into gates. Classes are not synthesizable. They do not represent hardware. They represent behavior, data flow, and transactions. That's why classes are used in verification. In verification, we don't model hardware. We model stimulus, packets, transactions, checks, and reference behavior. A class lets you describe some things like a transactions, address, data, control field, constraint, and function, all grouped together as an object. Now here's the key difference. Modules describe what hardware is, classes describe how verification behaves. Classes support object-oriented programming. That means inheritance for reuse, polymorphism for flexibility, encapsulation for safety, and abstraction for clean design. All of this is essential in large test benches. You cannot build reusable, scalable verification environment using only modules. That's why UVM is completely class-based. Drivers, monitors, sequences, scoreboards, everything in UVM is a class. So remember this rule. If you are designing hardware, use modules. If you are verifying hardware, use classes. Classes don't create hardware, they create thinking structure. Master classes and you stop writing test benches like a beginner and start designing verification like a professional DV engineer. Let's talk about very common interview traps in System Verilog classes. And trust me, almost everyone falls into these at the beginning. First trap, accessing unallocated memory. In System Verilog, when you declare a class variable, you are only creating a handle, not the object itself. No memory is allocated at this stage. If you try to access a class property or method before calling new, the handle is null, and accessing a null handle cause a fatal runtime error. This is why interviewers always ask, what does new actually do? So the answer is new allocates memory for the object. Second trap, class assignment. When you write object 1 equals object 2, you are not copying the object, you are copying the handle. After this assignment, both object 1 and object 2 point to the same object in memory. So if you modify object 1, object 2 also see the change. This surprise beginners, but it's very important in verification. There is no automatic deep copy in system Verilog classes. Third trap, array of objects. When you create an array of class type, you are actually creating an array of handles, not objects. Memory is still not allocated for each element, so you must explicitly call new for each array index. If you forget this, you are again accessing a null handle. So remember this, class declaration creates a handle, new creates the object, assignment copies handles not data, and class array store handles not objects. If you understand this, system value classes will never confuse you again. Let's talk about one of the most dangerous concepts in system Verilog classes, shallow copy versus deep copy. And trust me, this is where most beginners break their test bench. First understand this, in system Verilog, class variables are not objects, they are handles, basically a reference to memory. Now imagine this, you create an object, then you write object 1 is equal to object 2. What just happened? Did you copy the object? No, you copy the handle. Now both object 1 and object 2 point to the same memory location. This is called shallow copy. So if you modify object 1 dot address is equal to 10, object 2 dot address also become 10 because there is only one object in memory. This is extremely dangerous in verification. Why? Because in scoreboards, monitors and drivers, We store transaction for later comparison. If you do shallow copy and later modify the transaction, your stored reference also changes. Your scoreboard comparison will fail and you won't understand why. Now comes the solution, deep copy. Deep copy means create a completely new object using new keyword and manually copy each property from the original object. Now both objects exist in different memory locations. Change one, the other stays untouched. That's safe copying. In UVM, this is why we use copy or clone method because the real verification require independent transaction objects. So remember this clearly. In shallow copy, we copies handle and has same memory, but in deep copy, we copies data and we create new memory. If two objects change together unexpectedly, you probably did a shallow copy. And in design verification, that's a silent bug waiting to explode. Have you ever been confused between a class and object in System Verilog? What is a class? A class is a blueprint. It defines variable, functions, and behavior. But very important, a class itself does not occupy memory. It's only a definition. Now let's look at syntax. Class transaction, inside it, integer ID, and then end class. Now listen carefully. At this point, memory is not allocated. We only defined a blueprint. Now, what is an object? An object is a real instance created from that class. It occupies memory. Let's look at this syntax. Transaction tr. This is a class handle. Important word here is handle. This line does not create an object. It only creates a reference variable. Now to actually create the object, we write tr equals new, or more clearly assign tr to a new object. Now memory is allocated, now the object exists, now id has real storage. Very important interview point. Declaration does not create object. New create the object. If you try to access tr.id before calling new, you will get a runtime error because the handle is pointing to null. So remember this clearly. Class equals blueprint. Object equals real memory instance. Class defines structure. Object store data. In UVM and design verification, we use classes heavily because they support encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism. And that's why System Verilog support object-oriented programming. Now that you clearly understand class versus object, in the next video we will talk about static variable and methods. Have you ever wondered how to create a variable in System Verilog that is shared across all objects? That's where static properties comes in. Let's understand this clearly. When you declare a variable inside a class using static keyword like this, static int sid, this variable does not belong to an individual object. It belongs to the class itself. That means no matter how many objects you create, there will be only one copy of sid in memory. Now compare that with a normal variable, integer id. This create a separate copy for every object. So if you create 5 objects, SID will increment like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. But ID will start fresh inside each object. That's why static variables are commonly used to generate unique transaction IDs in verification and UVM. Now let's talk about static method. Suppose we write a static function which is increment ID. This function belongs to the class, not the object, which means it can access only static variable. It cannot access non-static members like ID, and it cannot be virtual. Now, how do we call this static function? We can call it with two ways. First, using scope resolution, transaction double column increment ID. Second, using an object handle tr.increment ID. Even if no object is created, you can still call transaction double column increment ID because static member belong to the class, not to the object memory. Now remember this clearly. Static variable create one copy for the entire class. Non-static variable create separate copy per object. The static method can access only static member. It is used mainly for counter, unique IDs and global tracking. If you are preparing for design verification or UVM interviews, this concept is a must know. Follow for more system value clarity. This is Logic Verify signing off.